We've all been forced to do it, and most of us are not happy about it. I'm talking about online dating, and my next guest knows a little something about that nightmare and how to navigate through the online dating world. Author Andi Lew is here to talk about her new book, Insta Love, Digital Dating, DM Disasters, and Love Stories. Hi, Andi.
Hello, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so you did some research for 4 years to write this book.
Yeah, so Insta Lovers had me online looking at all sorts of dating apps to actually see what it felt like and to learn how to navigate through as a newly divorced woman in her 40s. You can actually feel sort of out of your comfort zone with all these dating apps, and there was no sort of book of rules. So I created one and also teach people about netiquette.
What is netiquette?
Well, it's the right way to behave online, how to protect yourself, how to know your boundaries, or create really meaningful connections out of swipe life.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. Yeah. What did you learn in your 4 years?
Well, you know what? Lots of things. When dating apps first came out, there was what was called sort of a hookup culture.
Yeah, totally.
And I think, as you can see, we're on this self-love movement, which is why I had to write #InstaLovers, because everything's so instant. We want it all yesterday. But what I found was a lot of people were sort of lost and broken, and we were into selfies, but were we selfless? Mm-hmm. I mean, one of my favorite sayings now is, "So you're hot, what else you got?"
Yes! Yeah, you look good, but what else you got going on in there?
Right.
Or what do you got going on here, really, is what I find.
We've stopped sort of just judging off a photo straight away, and a lot of the apps are keeping up with our demands now, understanding that we want that. So there are some that claim that they're the relationships app, or now they're starting to allow us to put a little bit more in, or even a video or something like that, which is so much nicer, because I think a person becomes more attractive once you understand how they think.
And who they are as a person, as opposed to just like this static image. Okay, I want to talk about disasters. All right. Because I have had a lot of friends have some online dating disasters. Well, did you have one?
All the time. I mean, I was destined to be single for that long so I could help you guys not have to go through that.
Thank you for going through that trauma for all of us.
Yeah, so there's a whole chapter in there about how you can avoid all of that sort of thing, be safe. I mean, I did sort of land up in the hands of, you know, the local police and all that sort of thing, and they were saying, this book is genius. We need someone like you, because we have somebody walk in with sort of unconsented pics getting sent through. You need to know how to stop that from occurring. I mean, I'd actually love to talk with Parliament and talk about creating new legislation to make that sort of thing a fine. Or
you mean like
yeah, that
those unsolicited pictures that show up in your feed, and you're like, I didn't ask for that?
Dare I say, we could even call that sort of, I don't know, date rape or something? It's cyber.
It's just gross. Okay. So,
but let's understand that it is possible to stop all of that nasty stuff from happening once you understand the netiquette.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's also talk about, is it possible to actually, in this day and age where we're like short attention span, swiping all over the place, is it actually possible to find somebody great online?
There is so much love waiting to be happening. Mm-hmm. I mean, most of the people are on these apps because they really are looking for a relationship. Now we're ready for something meaningful with the self-love movement. And I think the main thing is that when you read the back of the book, there's a whole heap of love stories, people who got married from actually meeting on all sorts of dating apps. And more importantly, you can even meet someone on Instagram. Yeah. People are going on what's called a liking spree now.
Yes, I've done the liking spree.
You? How many likes do you do
before you make contact?
Yeah.
I tend to go about 20 or 30.
What?
Like look, I'm a slow mover.
I'm so sorry for screaming, but you know what? Can I just...
Is that inappropriate? Am I just being too picky?
Yeah, no, I think if you're doing 20 likes of the one person, that's too much.
Oh, I'm being too aggressive.
Yeah, it's too forward. You want to kind of do 2 or 3 and a follow. And then that person gets a couple of notifications. Who's this person that's following me that's new? Oh, I like the look of her. She's liked a couple of my recent photos and scrolled all the way down to sort of one photo about a month ago. But if you're like liking spree and you're doing 20 photos...
Well, no, not at a time. I mean, over time. But still.
Oh, babe, that's fine.
That's okay.
Spread it out.
I don't mean like 20 in one day. I'm not a crazy person, Andi.
Right.
Jeez.
So, Lisa, you know that if somebody does 20 on the one person...
That's a problem.
You're looking crazy.
Yeah,
right?
Of course. That is a no-no. So don't do that. I'm talking about over time.
I thought so.
Over time.
I thought so. You're a classy woman.
Exactly. I'm not a lunatic. Okay, I want to talk about weirding out weeding out the weirdos, because there is a lot of that out there. So how do you know who is a weirdo and who is like decent and like a normal human being?
You know, somebody who's sliding into the DMs and having a conversation with themselves. You know, I call that like double texting. Wait for the person to write back. Don't get too eager. Sometimes we have a life. Don't wait for the 3 dots to appear. Go and do something so that when you do come back, you have something to contribute, and understand that the other person has a life. Just because you've matched doesn't mean you're married. It just means it's a new connection. So, you know, when these other people that are doing the 20 likes at the time, are they a weirdo or are they just socially awkward? So let's kind of be a little bit patient, but also learn how to find those fake profiles.
Well, look, here's the thing, is there is no rule about it, and I'm glad you wrote this book because we all need a little bit of etiquette when it comes to social media dating. So, Andi, thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
The book, Insta Lovers, Digital Dating, DM Disasters, and Love Stories, available now. Thank you, Andi.
Thank you.